All right, so we're back for round two of the screencast to introduce you to the class. So let's see, I want to cover some points that I didn't get time to in the first screencast. So this little envelope here is basically where you'll find email, and it is what I refer to as email. Here on D2L, they don't call it email. They have it titled as internal messaging, I believe. Yeah, internal messaging. Then the way to email me would be to click on course materials, scroll down to class list, and there you'll find all the other students, and you'll also find me. And so I'm right here, and you would click on this, send internal message, to send me an email. Okay? And then obviously you would do the same if you wanted to send one of your classmates an email too, right? And so that's what's otherwise known as email. So that's the primary way in which you would contact me. Or obviously when we're Zooming, if you wanted to talk, you just say, hey, Aurelio, or hey, Mr. Madrid, how is it that we could talk maybe after the Zoom meeting or something like that, or even just in class. I have a question here for you, something like that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and quickly look down here. So know that in the previous email, I specified that our announcements will be where we find what we're going to be doing for the weeks. Right here, I have screencasts right in this space right here. I'm going to be placing the screencasts. So you'll see the screencasts here. You don't see them here yet because I'm working on them. But I'll also have a list of what we'll be doing for our Zoom meeting. Okay, so when we meet on the 25th, we won't meet on the 18th because it's a holiday. But when we do meet on the 25th, we're going to talk about what we work on for the assignment. Okay, and so this is also an assignment. So we'll do a reading, which is located in this assignment folder, and I'll show you that in just a second. And we'll review these three questions when we meet on the 25th. Okay, so what is ethics in general? How are reason and conscientiousness understood in relation to ethics? And then what is meant by the term normative? Okay, then before we go into the discussion and the assignment, I want to go back here. I showed you this, I think, earlier, but I don't know if I had these linked. Yeah. So here we have the same thing, and that's basically course materials, scroll down, go to content. Okay, that's what this is. And this is basically week one. So as the weeks progress, I'll have these short little, these are basically what we'll have on the announcements folders. I just have them all in one place with our calendar here. And so note too, this also has our calendar in it. So I have activities posted, so you'll have a general sense of what we're doing as we progress, and I'll be populating these and uploading stuff as we progress. So because I have so much to do for week one, we don't have stuff for week two yet, but we will soon. Okay. My rule of thumb is I'll basically have everything uploaded for the following week on Mondays. Okay. So Monday is kind of our pivot point for this class. So week one, we have a discussion and an assignment due. So let's look at this discussion. Let's click on that. Welcome to class introductions. I think this is kind of strange the way this works for us, but let's click on this guy right here, this little tiny clickable link right here, discussions list. And that's where we'll find our, okay. So we have a discussion here. So know that the way I'm working the grading is that you have to do this discussion and you have to do the assignment in order to get a grade on the assignment. Okay, so you will not get a full grade if you only do one. You have to do both of these before the 25th. Okay, so for the discussion, you will A, introduce yourself to the class, what brings you to this class specifically. B, what is the policy on computer tech problems as noted in the syllabus. C, what is our like work policy. D, what is plagiarism. E, what questions, feedback, comments do you have on the class, policies, grading, etc. as we are getting going. F, submit a 200-word answer for a question in our assignment folder. So I need to edit that. There's a typo there. Submit a 200-word answer for question in our assignment folder by January 25th. You must complete this discussion, and our assignment in order to receive a grade for both parts. And both of these are due the 25th. So then what you would do is you click on this, go like that, and that should take us right here. You're going to start a new thread, and that's where you'll write your answer to those questions. Okay, I'm fine with you giving me an itemized list, but make sure that you're offering full sentences, complete sentences. Okay. Then after you're done with that, you will scroll to assignments, and under assignments, you will find the prompt here. And this is basically a written assignment in a minimum of 200 words. Offer an understanding of A, what is ethics in general? B, how are reason and conscientiousness understood in relation to ethics? C, what is meant by the term normative? This is due January 25th, 11:30 p.m. So I offer a short little lecture on this, and you are also then to read Introduction to Ethics. This is a PDF from SOAS University of London, and you want to read pages 8 through 16 only. So this is a 41-page document, so you definitely want to be careful here to not print it. And that goes for any of our upcoming PDFs, because sometimes these could be whole books, so you want to be super careful with possible printing if you are printing. I don't know if students print things out these days. And so I asked you to read pages 8 through 16. Sometimes the pages to our PDFs don't coordinate with the pages on the text. This does. So this is page 8 on the text, and the PDF page is 8. So it's page 8 through 16. Okay? And you have to read this. Okay? Not only do you have to read this before you do the assignment, but I also want you to read it before we do our Zoom meeting. Okay? So that's critical. So you don't want to walk into that Zoom meeting on our first Zoom meeting without having read this first. Okay? So that's really important. Okay, so there's that PDF, clicking out of it. Okay, and then you would add your file here and submit, hit submit. Okay, so you would write your work in a Word file, or and then convert it to a PDF. You don't have to do that. You could just submit it as a Word file. Sometimes students have it as a PDF. Either way, make sure that it is uploaded and then submit. Okay, so I'm going to click out of this, and I'm going to go back to this here. Notice too, so pay attention to this too. This is critical. So notice that when I went to my assignments, so let's go back, click on that. There we go. So when I go to my assignments, there's the assignment. Okay, that's what you're going to read in order to know what to do and what to write. Okay, this tells you that you submitted it. This here is important. If after you submit it, you'll have this feedback and it'll read unread. Okay, but here it has read. Really, it is read. Okay, so in other words, this feedback, I've read it already, but it will appear as unread if you have not read it. Okay, so you need to click on that. And here you'll notice there's a file here. So in other words, I wrote a little document here just to show you as a demonstration. You're going to download the file here. So let me download that. Your file is ready to download. So it gives you a little click to view. File might not be found. Let's go back. Let's try this. Ah, there we go. Okay, so click on this guy here as opposed to this. Maybe that'll be easier. So click on that one. That brings this to view, click to view, and it's really click to listen. Okay, and so you want to listen to this entire feedback. We don't need to right now, but that is where I will offer feedback for your work. This is a critical step in this class, okay? So you must do this after you've submitted your work and after I've given you a grade for it. Because this is how we work. In other words, you need to listen to the feedback in order to improve, especially if you got less than 100%. So, of course, you want to listen to it if you got 100%, and also if you got below 100%, either direction, okay? And the reason why is because my feedback will offer help as far as how to consider the questions and prompts in light of not only the assignment and in terms of the content, in other words, in terms of just learning in general, but also as far as work that we'll be doing for our short essays, and then also for the upcoming midterm and final exams. Okay, so in other words, this feedback here, I don't just do it just because. I expect students to listen to it so that they will improve on moving forward. So this will help you with upcoming assignments and discussions. It will also help you with the short essays, and it will also help you with the midterm and final exams. So this is a critical step. That's why I'm taking so much time here to show you that. Okay, so then you're done, and it'll take you back, and it'll then show you that you have read that, and it'll also show me that you've read that, because this shows up for me. Because if you don't read it, it will show as unread. Okay, because you could still just look at this and see your score. Okay, and then not read this, and then my time is wasted. Then, let's see, we're at 13 and a half minutes more or less. So I'm wondering if that's enough to get us started. So remember that I'll be placing these screencasts right about here, and I think that is. So why don't we just go ahead and start from here and take it from there, and we'll talk to you on January 25th. So thanks, class.